kind of a long story, how I decided to become an architect. I enjoy math and science, but I also enjoy the arts, visual arts, music, etc. And architecture is just a great blend of those two. Just the word architecture, art and technology. 1979 to 81, Jimmy Carter was president. Interest rates were 17 and 18%. Construction was pretty much nil, especially in the Northeast. So Florida was booming. And I had actually never been to Florida. And I had a few classmates that had moved down here. So that took me to Florida. I came here in 1981. And I'd always liked big cities. I grew up in or very near big cities, like I said, in New England. I almost took a job elsewhere in Florida, but I decided that it was very hard to argue with a Sarasota sunset. The appeal of living in a small city where there was less crime and less traffic was what brought me to Sarasota.
When I first met George Merlin, I was immediately impressed with his innate ability to design new homes and redesign existing homes, which range in architectural style from British West Indies to coastal contemporary, and from Mediterranean revival to plantation style. And if that wasn't enough, when I learned that out of 450 homes that exist on the barrier island of Casey Key, which is on Florida's west coast, George has had his hand on drawings for over 110 of those residences. That's 25% of the homes. That's impressive. And to think all of those projects were a direct result of one neighbor telling another neighbor.
Well, there's a little less than 500 homes on Casey Key. It's a fairly small island. I've had a few projects that I've worked on 2 and even 3 times the same property for different clients as properties are bought and sold. Within the first year of starting my practice in '86, I had 2 clients that had seen a couple of homes that I had done elsewhere and wanted me to work on the Key. And I learned very quickly that there were some complicated building restrictions, building code, government restrictions. But I learned the ropes of what could be done, what couldn't be done.
Prior to building this property, we had lived and acquired 4 or 5 homes on this Key. So when we first came to the Key in our first rehab project, we asked numerous sources. I wanted local knowledge. I wanted someone that knew the rules and regulations. So we were introduced to George, and we used him very happily on some rehabilitation projects before the construction of this home.
I actually worked in my internship for an architect who was a classicist, and just gave me a much more rounded appreciation for the idea that good architecture goes beyond any particular style. So that's probably, I think, one of the more unique aspects of our firm. We don't dictate style, we don't have any bent or try and push a client towards a particular style. I'm equally comfortable designing modern white cubes and classical buildings with all kinds of decorative trim. Because I don't have a bent style that I'm going to try and push a client towards, I try and listen, and I think clients appreciate that. I've had a few clients that have come to us having had unhappy experiences where they didn't feel like they were listened to or, respected. And so first of all, I try and understand what our clients are after, their vision, etc. And what I try and do is bring our expertise to the table to help them accomplish their vision in a more complete way than they could do on their own.
George is there for the client. If there's one thing I can think about George, it's he listens to what the client wants. I've done a lot of building, worked with a lot of architects. George listens to the client. After all, it's the client that's going to be living in the property. So, and we've been very happy, and we look forward to using them again, to be honest with you.
My general approach to my work is not any fancy marketing scheme. It's just simply do good work and treat people fairly. I found that, if I did that on Casey Key, people told their neighbors. So, just over the years, we've just done a lot of work based on referrals. Because it's a small island, a lot of people know each other.
To learn more about master architect George Merlin, or to view additional episodes of Real Estate Matters, visit our website, thomasnetzel.com.